for developing the cigar?
Well, I was exposed to tobacco and making cigars and the cigar industry since I can remember. My mother made cigars for 40 years in 2 different cigar factories. And when I was in my 20s, I tried a cigar and, you know, one thing led to another and I developed a palate. And at some point, I decided that I wanted a cigar to meet certain criteria. I wanted a cigar that was, for me, that was full-bodied, was spicy, was had depth to it, a cigar that burned well and was very well constructed. And during my knowledge acquisition, I learned to appreciate fine cigars, particularly the Cuban tobacco. That always left me with a wonderful memory. So I wanted to construct something that took me back to my childhood, that took me back to the labor of my mother, took me back to the passion that people had for making cigars in a good one. And I became part of the culture. And for me, it was just a labor of love and a passion and that just captivated me. And I wanted to do that for myself and for others who share my taste. Well, the cigar gathers its flavor and its characteristics from the filler, from the binder, and particularly from the wrapper. And once I had in mind what I wanted to taste and I wanted to smell, I put together the complexity that I desired. The cigar, for example, is a complex one, and it's a diversified one. It's one that's represented by 5 countries. And I knew that to have depth and complexity, that I had to incorporate different tobaccos. They're all aged, and they are all from a Cuban seed. The filler, for example, is represented by Honduras, Nicaragua, and the Dominican Republic. The binder is represented by the United States and the wrapper Ecuadorian. We went through a number of trials. We didn't quite hit it. And then finally, we had the architecture, we had the excellence in manufacturing, we had the aroma, we had the draw, and most of all, we had the wonderful taste. And that's when we hit it. It took many times. Eureka. I connected with my mom. Well, I made the cigar for my own personal satisfaction. And then when I gave some cigars out to my connoisseur friends, they were very impressed. And they politely asked for more. And when I introduced it to one of the cigar shop owners, he said, "Doc, why don't we sell it for you?" So it was very, very well received. So it made me feel really special that my taste in cigars is appreciated by some very fine palates, some connoisseurs in the tobacco world.
How much?
Well, her memory plays a major role. I enjoy cigar for many reasons, but when I light one, I think of my mom and the days she used to come home smelling of tobacco, and having visited her in the factory, I knew that she worked in a non-air conditioned environment with facing the